shall become the next priestess of the Uluru Temple. I shall take responsibility for every drop of sweat on the red soil, and I shall eulogize all the significant, fair competitions. I shall store the flame in my mouth, my stomach, my heart, and my ribs. I shall protect her, not to let her extinguish, nor to let her go astray or away. I hereby swear, I shall be with the Uluru Games until forever.
Let's keep going. The old flame. To the 20th century a hug, my beautiful fairy friend. Oh.
Bethadea! Bethadea! Where did she go?
It was like a long slumber, or a view of the garden behind the wall.
A new voice is heard coming alongside a gust of cold wind, blowing away the thick steam.
But now, I finally get to see the sun again. The world out there has completely changed.
The person made of fire opens her eyes. They are also filled with flame.
But you remain the same, Flammy, my dear friend. You found me and put an end to the long, dark dream. You set me on fire again, bringing me back to what a flame should be like. Welcome to the end of the 20th century, Ulu. For you, this is an interesting era with many, many new things. Well, I think we can learn them together, later, one by one. While for my dear brave friends... Welcome to the Uluru Games! My dear brave friends!
A giant heavy gate opens with winds blowing out from inside. The team members go through the gate one after the other. Ezra, however, remains still like a statue.
What are you waiting for?
You told him to stay away.
The conjuring of the entrance to the Uluru Stadium is sourced from a fantastic arcane ritual. Instead of a summon, it's closer to a sacrifice.
Sacrifice? In what way?
The fire element also plays an important part in the sacrifice. In Spathadia's case, Ulu is her flame. Will it have anything to do with the unique condition Miss Spathadia has? Unlike other reincarnators, she still has a clear memory of this life, despite her young age. Or, it's because the two light spots of hers, the older self and the modern self, are not that different, so she's spared going through any drastic changes. And the reason behind it might be...
Ezra!
Yes, I'm here.
Ezra blinks several times, like a frightened animal, slowly looking up from the notebook.
What can I do for you, Miss Spathadia?
I'm waiting for you.
I see. Sorry, I was too involved in taking notes. I will pack and return to Laplace as soon as possible. But before that...
After looking around a few times, Ezra pats his chest.
I have to clean up the spores and the mess we made in the battle first. Otherwise, they may change the environment here.
Oh, come on, you weirdo. You're leaving now? After all our effort? I can never understand you.
Aren't you waiting for me to leave?
Of course not. I'm waiting for you to join us. We'll go into the stadium together.
I low-key want to cry.
Come to think about what I've suffered. Coma, hallucination, confusion, thirst, misconception that I was almighty. And then, as you can see, I fell into a coma again after my sudden disappearance. I think you're right. I do need a doctor by my side.
Good.
But mankind cannot enter the stadium. We all know that.
Naru suddenly yanks Ezra into the gate.
Blah, blah, blah. Please! The stadium has never shown itself to any humans before. When life gives you cake, just dig right in.
Now that's more like it. After the girl hops through it, the magnificent gate closes with a mighty snap.
Struth! This is the Uluru Stadium?
It's even more splendid than I thought. And more comfortable and pleasing.
Comfortable and pleasing? I don't feel the same way as you do.
Ezra takes a few steps ahead and matches them with deep breaths.
But not in the sense that this place doesn't look beautiful to me. On the contrary, it's stunning. But physically, I don't feel anything special.
Maybe because you're human. Hey, wait!
Not so fast. Be careful. Miss Desert Flannel, you will fall.
I won't!
Desert Flannel stretches herself and suddenly steps firmly on the ground, running like an arrow towards Pathadia, who has already reached the other end of the field.
I'm feeling as light as the wind and even more energetic than when I finished a big meal of steak and cake. I may fall anytime, anywhere, but not now, not here.
So this place makes them feel like gods, like maybe it amplifies their powers some way, their whole existence.
This is exactly what Arcanus should feel.
Miss Ulu. Pardon me. May I call you that?
Go ahead if you want, child. But of course, I would appreciate it if you called me madam, since I'm a few hundred years older than all of you. Besides, I am the most sacred flame of the games.
I won! Been a long time since I had so much fun running.
Despite interrupting the conversation, Spathadia seems unfazed and keeps asking questions endlessly.
Ulu, is that a lawn? We didn't have anything like that before. And those benches!
Things change, Flammy. In the past hundreds of years, when you were absent, countless changes happened to the Uluru Games. New lawns and benches had somehow appeared in the stadium, but none of these changes were made by Arcanists. Those actually made by Arcanists were new events, new rules, and new management. These are the changes that really made the Uluru Games different.
I see. No wonder I've never seen ice race walking in my memories. Let me see. So there was no stone-throwing divination or a new tridecathon either. Ice race walking is not a traditional sport in Australia. It originated in Northern Europe and became popular in cold countries.
That's right. Ice race walking was introduced to the games in 1926, if my memory serves me well. It was introduced by the St. Pavlov Foundation. On one hand, they hoped to show the internationality and inclusiveness of the game. On the other... Well, it took the place of fire race walking.
Oh.
I see. I read it somewhere before. At the beginning of the 20th century, after St. Pavlov Foundation took over the Uluru Games, some challenging and relatively dangerous sports were cancelled. This was also the turning point of the Uluru Games. From then on, the games declined in popularity, and fewer athletes came each year. These people. No, these idiots. They know nothing about the essence of the Arcanus sporting event. Where on earth can you find an Arcanus who would burn their own legs in fire race walking? Everyone knows you'll be fine as long as you believe the fire's harmless.
Yeah, but if they don't believe it, they're probably gonna get burned, so... I hate saying this, but I get St. Pavlov's Foundation take on this one.
But, in point of fact, fire is dangerous.
Exactly, like I said. Ezra replies in a whisper and looks up, checking the route from the left to right.
But think about it. It's unbelievable. Given your short fuse, I can't believe you just let them cancel your favorite event, Ulu. Short fuse? Yeah, you heard it right.
She's got the hottest temper. Burns like a cell.
Oh, so she is... she is bratty and all.
Things change, Flemmy. I have already spent over 1,000 years in this world. I am no longer the young, hot-headed flame of your age.
Oh, so now she's mature, okay.
Even your grandmother should call me Grandma now.
Grandma? So they can just take away your favorite event just because you're old now? I don't understand.
Walking a few steps away, Spathadia clenches her fists in anger.
Anyway, Flemmy is back. It's time Arcanists took back the Uluru Games from the Foundation. Let's design a new list of events that fit real Arcanists. We'll start from fire race walking. There are woods here. Ula can start some bonfires with them.
Will the Foundation agree to this? They seem difficult to deal with.
Perhaps Verdin can interfere, but I too can see how that is going to happen.
It's hard to take it over from the Foundation. But if we have all the security-related facilities prepared and apply to host the event through Laplace Scientific Computing Center...
Considering Spathadia's identity, we do stand a chance.
Oh, that's good then.
But the paperwork we're going to deal with...
Come on! Come on! You're not supposed to talk about paperwork in the sacred Uluru Stadium.
Yeah, and you're still 5 years old in your brain. Let them do the talking. They're right.
Instead of a bunch of weak office workers who would pant from climbing a few stairs, what I need is some real athletes who can help me complete the fire race walking.
I mean, isn't Matilda and other kids of the Foundation basically working as office workers when not sent on missions? Because, you know, Matilda is quite athletic. I don't know what she's talking about. But anyway, yeah, let's keep going.
I don't mind whether they're cute or weird. I only need them to be energetic. This is the only thing we ask of athletes in this sport.
Great idea, but the only inconvenience is that we are in the middle of the desert, a place where only flies visit. And as I checked my contact list, I saw only client, and client. The ordinary ones and the ones I once stood up. Where are we going to find athletes?
Oh, I have a few in mind.
Well, I happen to know many Arcanists who meet your need. And they happen to be here, right now.
In her suitcase.
What? How come I can't see them anywhere? Why are you opening the suitcase? Are you gonna organize your stuff here?
Open the suitcase, place it on the ground, and knock on the edge. A knocking sound echoes in the black space.
Anyone care to have some fresh air?
The other three standing around the suitcase look more puzzled. Spathadia attentively opens her mouth, but shuts it once again. Soon a clear clip-clop comes from the bottomless suitcase. Hey, darling. The first thing they see is a silky, shiny hose with a mane flattering in the wind.
The fresh smell of grass with smoked fragrance. There is no doubt that it tastes better than gilded carrots.
Oh, you can feed him carrots? I thought we couldn't because, well, he's a bit of an inanimate object.
And look at this army of royal guards. They must be here to greet the great Starly Clatter.
I'll kill you.
Royal Guard? What is he saying? No kidding. Is that giant creature covered with spikes his Royal Guard?
A deep, angry roar comes from the depths of the stadium.
That's the Thorny Devils, the enormous creatures born in the burning sand of the stadium. They used to be mounts for the players, but looks like they have forgotten their master after all these years of slumber. Enough talk. Let's put them back to dust and ashes.
Exactly. Okay, another battle. Let me deal with these bad boys a little bit and I'll be right back with you. Okay, back. Let's keep going.
Yes! Another great victory! And I dedicate this win to Miss Spathadia!
Well, look at the character development. She even dedicates her win to Spathadia.
And to Miss Desert Flannel.
Surrounded by the fiery atmosphere, the girls raise an invisible glass to each other. Desert Flannel grabs Spathadia's wrist and lifts it up like a referee, calling out to the suitcase out of which more arcanas pour out.
Now, people, those of you who are not afraid of fire and wish to walk among the flames, please register here.
Oh, come on, I want to see who's there. Part 8, 000. Fortunately, we're a couple of expert firefighters. What?
Guys, you're doing great! Faster! Higher!
Ah, she put on her jewels and all. A grandma can be crazy about sports too. Give her time and she will burn like the sun.
Yes! Ulu! You are exactly the Ulu I knew in my memory. Fire race walking, operate 400 meters, Branch Bolt, and Melinji's Harvest. You brought back so many old games. I have to go. The Bunny arm wrestling is about to start.
Bunny arm wrestling. Games after games, ideas after ideas. Both active and inactive arcanas find their own happiness on this field.
Wow. The people are having a good time here. They are sweaty, but also delighted. I've never seen anything like this in Laplace.
Yeah, you guys don't sweat very much in Laplace. You're walking slowly, taking time to study things. It's much calmer. Once again, Ezra looks up at the shabby rooftop.
As Miss Ulu said, this excitement comes from the stadium itself. Is this a recovery arcane skill that works on arcanists? Or a kind of cheering potion?
No, I don't think so. It just smells familiar.
Yes, right. Totally agree with you. It smells like the weird cave on that island.
Really? It smells like the cave?
Oh, I smell beef with tomato and mixed grilling sauce.
It must be my tomato steak flavored potato crisp.
This is great fun. I didn't touch a drop, but I'm feeling dizzy.
Of course you didn't touch a drop, Regulus.
Watch out, Regulus. You're falling down.
Supported by a pair of friendly arms, the rocking pirate softly jumps like a long, thin jelly.
Oh, are you saying that a sports game can narcotize people too? I think Mr. Apple knows it better than me. Let me check where he is.
Oh, so she means it. She didn't drink. She got drunk in excitement then? Wow. Despite her weakness, the pirate's excitement is not dampened. She's in a jelly mood to explore.
I see him! I see a red ball! Oh, that must be Mr. Apple! But he seems rounder and bigger.
While Vertin is trying to keep a drunk Regulus balance, the game on the other side of the stadium has come to an end. Spathadia wipes the sweat off her forehead with rosy cheeks and eyes sparkling.
Hands up! And the victory goes to Miss Desert Flannel! Ha! I told ya! No one beats me at arm wrestling!
I lost. You are so strong. The strongest I ever...
Oh, she's gonna faint? Spathadia bounces up like a spring and immediately slumps down.
Spathadia! You alright? Hey! Wake up! Go! Get me the wet towel!
Holding the towel and putting it on that rosy girl's forehead has become a routine to Desert Flannel. After finishing this, she fans her with her own jacket.
Her temperature is a bit lower than just now, but her condition is quite stable. I guess it's not a reincarnator reaction, but something else.
Is she alright? She feels hot, but Not as hot as the horseshoe made of pure gold.
I'm positive that she was once a lot hotter than your little hooves are right now. She was a walking fire that burned fiercely, the forest-destroying kind.
The wooden horse whines in panic and rolls backward on its squeaky metal wheels.
Please don't panic. I've not observed any signs of a flame in her eyes or mouth. She's not ablaze again. Miss Desert Flannel, did she have any abnormalities before she passed out?
Abnormalities? Some, I think. She waddled as if she was pissed and talked so loudly that anyone could tell she wasn't in a clear mind.
Drunk. Clouding of consciousness. No, Regulus!
Also, this is not supposed to happen.
You look like an apple-coloured giant rock, Mr. Apple. You're so big, and our ship is so small.
I'm feeling so good and inspired.
Oh, maybe her excitement can actually harm others. Standing next to a tremendous ball of fire, the rocking pirate has never felt this small before.
Huh? Seems your change of size changes your voice as well.
Mr. Apple didn't get yassified, Regulus. What is wrong with you?
But since you get this huge, we can strike those old fogies in London like a meteor. On top of the world, there will be our flag of rock and roll. Come to me. I require the biggest hug.
No, you'll get burned! But it's not a good idea to have any hugs with fire.
Regulus!
Oh, it's hot. It's burning my hands.
Because they are scorching, unstable, and fiery.
Go beyond your limits! Your sweat is the best eulogy for the Red Land!
You know what? What she's wearing is black. Could it be something the Manas put on her?
That's Miss Ulu. She's out of control. Is this also a result of the stadium's
No,
power?
take off her jewels.
Oh my! Miss Regulus, be careful!
The fireball grows bigger and bigger. Bunny runs to Regulus and grabs her sleeve.
Oh, I'm so tired. Let me take a nap. Regulus? Regulus! Oh dear, don't pass out now. I'm getting you out of here. Just a sec.
Another one has passed out. If we let it go on like this, every arcanist here would... Miss Verton, we have to leave at once.
But Miss Bathodea has passed out too. Who can open that door?
Bunny, take everyone back to the suitcase. Don't let anyone out before I open it again.
All right, got it. Oops, I got tripped by... Huh? Mr. Apple.
Oh no, he
Why are
too?
you sleeping in the grass?
Dolly is on it!
With Click on his back and Apple in his mouth, Darlie Clatter pushes La Source into the suitcase and jumps inside after her. Clang! The suitcase closes, blocking the fire from a full room of arcanists.
Oh, the fun! The fun of sports! I am burning like I did 1,000 years ago! Let's dance, hand in hand, for the respectable sunshine and rain!
Fire is already scorching, not to mention the Uluru flame, which has been burning for 1,000 years. She emits her heat like she did as a newborn baby, smoke coming billowing from the soil. Even the beast bones inside eventually burn.
This is too dangerous. She may start a fire.
We have to put her out for now.
Ezra turns to Vertin. They both remember what happened that night at the park.
The good news is, we are already a skilled fire brigade.
I don't understand though. Like, if it's not the thing she's wearing out of a sudden, who I don't know who gave her those jewels, because they seem to sparkle, so I'm guessing that maybe they're affecting her in some shape or form. Then perhaps it's the game with fire that the Foundation suspended? Maybe there was more than the danger of fire in play when they decided that maybe they should stop using it. But I'm still siding with the opinion that it's the jewels, because they weren't there before. Anyway, back to you in a second. God dang it, Uluru is so fucking gorgeous. I want her so bad. Please come home. Like, I didn't see her powers because I killed her pretty easily, but the appearance, the the whole flame galore was so cool. 1,000 years of burning the land turned red by passion. I danced 1,000 years ago on my native soil to pass it on. Lady Ulu, please calm down. The flames are rising again. She seems to be confusing her past memories with the present. We must help her remember the era she belongs to. The era I belong to. Where we came from and where we're going, the starting and ending points of the torch. Do you remember how we met? Okay, this was part... almost went to the same part. So, part 9, the Superman. The light of reason shall one day shine upon the earth. That is not inside the
Desert
suitcase.
Flannel's dizziness is in remission. She's already well enough to deal with her business on the fax machine. Will it do harm to her physical condition?
Miss Desert Flannel is only experiencing a very mild reaction. She can move around freely and it is recommended for her to do so. Miss Bathadia, on the contrary...
She's not even awake.
No. But her body temperature and her arcanum level are getting stable now. She should wake up any minute.
Is it because she took part in too many events in the stadium?
That's right. She has to stay in bed for the next 3 days.
Also, she burn out?
As well as Ms. Regulus and Mr. Apple. I have asked Miss Bunny to send them the medicine. If everything went well, they should have woken up by now.
Dr. Ezra, I'm back.
The bunny girl pops out from between the crack in the door.
Both Mr. Apple and Miss Regulus are awake now, so I gave them some medicine. But Miss Ulu is still in a coma.
Bunny's so precious. I can deal.
Don't worry. Miss Ulu is different to the other unconscious arcanists. She was weakened by the long sleep, while the other arcanists lost consciousness because of external factors. Look, this is their physiological data in the last 3 hours. Many arcanists have told us that their physical abilities were improved as they entered the stadium. They felt they were in a refreshed state, like they had a good sleep or rested properly. But after they competed in 4 to 6 different games, or the average sporting time exceeded 3.5 hours, they would feel dizzy, as if they had consumed too much alcohol.
Oh, okay. 4 to 6 different games? Okay, then it makes sense that they reacted like this.
And these symptoms were relieved soon after they left the stadium.
Ah, you mean people are in oblivion because of that stadium? If that place is so dangerous, is it possible to hold the games again?
I think this is why in the past, athletes were only allowed to compete in 3 different sports. As long as we stick with the same rule, the safety of our athletes shouldn't be problematic.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got it. So this place is just as safe as the club I work in. As long as we ain't breaking the rules, nothing will happen. Like how the bodyguards and I take care of our club, the rule and special medicine made by Miss Ezra will protect the Uluru Stadium.
Miss?
Oh? What's wrong, Miss Ezra?
Oh! I just got it.
Miss Bunny. But you see, I'm not a miss.
Huh?
Bunny slowly tilts her head. I like that also Vertin found it fascinating. She never told anyone, and they kept calling him her in front of her.
You were funny, Miss Ezra. Please stop teasing me. What else can you be except a lady? A gentleman?
Okay, the way she phrased it could probably hurt his ego right now.
Ezra is indeed a he.
Ah.
The bunny girl's voice starts to sound hesitant.
A he?
Ah, Miss Spathadia, you're awake. Here, take this water and the nutrition supplement capsule.
Okay, he doesn't care.
No! No!
Spathadia, hands trembling, pushes away the pills and water.
You're a boy? When did you turn into a boy?
You actually have been sleeping for a month or so. He went and had a sex change. Now deal with it.
Yes, I'm a boy. I was a boy when I was born, and I have been that way since.
What? Wait. What? Why did you lie to me? Why did you say you were a... Wait. You never said you were a girl.
That's right. You assumed.
Wait, Miss Spathadia, please don't grab me so tightly.
Hey, yeah, I'm back. What happened? Our little Spathadia looks completely absent-minded, arms around her knees, and Missy Ezra here is holding her forehead and looks...
Jeez.
Sorry, guys.
He is not a missy. He's a buddy.
Buddy, Ezra? So what? Boy or girl, is that such a big deal?
Yeah. Desert Flannel waves the papers around and puts them on the table in front of Spathadia.
Nothing is more important than this.
Dear Miss Verdon, I am glad to hear from you.
No, not that one. That's for Verton. From some guy called Slouch Hat.
She fishes out a page out of a pile in Spathadia's hand and throws it to Verton.
Oh, thank you. He's my contact in Australia. We've been writing letters these days.
Ah, good.
So, what am I supposed to look at then? This one? Large-scale event application form. Alice Springs government. This is... that thing!
What thing, guys? Tell me.
Yes! We just need to go to the city hall, fill in the form, and submit it.
Oh.
Then we're ready to have our Uluru Games.
What are we waiting for then? Let's hit the road!
She throws back the covers and limps out of bed.
No, Miss Spathadia, you haven't fully recovered. You need to rest.
I'm not feeling that bad. Actually, I'm feeling really good. That's right. Really good.
The little girl grips the arm of her doctor and gives him a rough shake.
The city hall's not like a no man's land. We're just going there to fill in some forms. They won't hurt me. Okay? Okay?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No. This time is different.
The doctor tries to stay solid as a rock amidst the storm of shaking.
This is not like what happened before, Miss Spathadia. I'm your doctor, and I'm responsible for your health. I can't let you leave my sight.
She tells him to come with Watch.
Your sight. Your sight. Got it!
Spathadia stopped shaking but began pulling hard instead.
You can come with me. Come on.
Told ya.
Time waits for no man. Our summer games are about to start. Wait, what?
The kids disappear at the end of the hallway, their yells and shouts lingering a little longer.
Whoa! Miss Spathadia is surely a good runner. Even faster than the potion drunkness Sotheby.
Okay, since the doctor and the patient are both happy, I, the event assistant producer, am also hitting the road.
She's a producer now, guys.
Wait for our good news!
Alice Springs City Government.
What are these? And this? Look, I know English, but I don't understand any of the things written here. What is Northern Territory Event Security Law? Oh, and what is Type 3 Field Safety Certification? I think I'll just go with C here for event types. That's what looks closest to the Uluru Games, since they're both two-word phrases.
Maybe let's just go with that one.
Having the kid do that is kind of hard, though. Also, yeah, none of the two is familiar with the whole thing, so it's hard even for Desert to understand it, sure. But having the kid sign these, well, it's a different world, what can I say?
I always go with C when I have no idea what I'm reading.
Desert Flannel buries her head in her hands, wailing, while Spathodea keeps biting her pencil.
Mass event application, fire escape plan. Miss Spathodea, does the stadium have a fire escape?
If the opening I saw earlier is open for real, I suppose that could count.
Not in Flammy's memory. Let me check Spathodea's. Alright, I have no idea at all. The sports are all that I care about.
Very helpful.
Well, I'm just gonna write down an unknown here.
You, how are you, my grumpy little friend? Finally made up your mind to help?
Ezra opens and shuts his mouth, shaking his head roughly. At ease as he seems, deep down he's like a cat on hot bricks.
No. I have no desire to help a patient who doesn't care about her own health. You are on your own.
Oh, okay. You got attitude.
City Government Service Center, District B, Window 13 at your service. Thanks for your waiting. Your form will be
Oh, great. She stopped. What happened?
It's not a good look. I've seen that look on Miss Judy's face. She's my math teacher. Whenever she puts on that face,
Yes?
it means none of your answers are correct.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Failure. A sheet of paper stained with ink is returned, and its owners talk to each other, walking away from a service window.
Told you we can't fill who knows in the form.
Who knows?
Who knows you can't write that?
Oh, disaster, I'm telling you.
Please take this one.
Yes, Miss Desert. I'm sorry. And you are...
Hello. I am Spathodea, the director of the event.
Sure, little girl. Come on, tell her.
This counter is way too high.
Oh, she's jumping.
Should have let Desert Flannel talk to you. But she's feeling sick after reading the form.
Me with every paperwork I have to fill, I get it.
So, I have to do it instead.
I will prepare a stool for you. Please stop jumping.
Okay. Another failure. Her form failed, that is true, but at least she gets a stool to step onto. I'm pretty sure Ezra can do it.
Yes, with this stool, I don't have to jump up again and again. Here's the form we revised.
Alright. You've submitted the Arcanist Gathering Registration Form, the Mass Events Application Form, and the Desert Areas Gathering Application Form. Your application will be in the approval process very soon.
Gosh, yes!
Oh, okay.
I'd go crazy if I had to fill them in again. I've never experienced such pain. We cried on each other's shoulders several times.
Can you imagine though, like being in the office, work in that office, okay? You're standing there taking people's papers and, going through them for approval or non-approval anyway. And you see like 3 people across you sitting on a bench going through their failed application forms again and, crying on each other's arms like, we're never gonna make it. This would have been so funny.
Same for me.
Oh. This stuff is so dumb.
I'm sorry?
It's nothing. But please take a look here at the second half of the sports game process and events application form. Most of the events of your application have been confirmed, not approved. If you want to add them to the Uluru Games, an independent application for each event's security permissions is required.
How can I get the permission then?
Forms. More forms. Indigestible form.
You need to fill in these forms and take live photos for the events you want to apply for.
What a miserable piece of news.
Excuse me? Please, give me the forms.
Oh, I was right. Another tiny figure jumps up from under the counter.
I'll take care of them. Let the girls leave and rest. Ezra!
All the miserable tears suddenly change into tears of joy. She gives him a bear hug. Aww.
Gosh that's so kind of you. You are the kindest person of all the kind people I know. Thank you, Ezra.
Watch your mouth when you're around him.
I can't promise I'll stay in bed for the next 3 days, but I'll take the medicine in time. No hesitation.
No worries, Spathadia. I've also learned something today.
The little researcher helplessly smiles, his face pale.
That is... It pains me more to see people suffer than to endure my own suffering. I'd prefer to give them a hand.
Oh, he's so fucking precious.
Please, leave the paperwork to me. I can jump to reach the counter.
Use a stool, dude.
Stool. Take another stool over there.
Exactly.
Ah, yes. Jumping for too long would cause irreversible damage to my meniscus. Thank you so much.
Behind the glass, the exhausted receptionist finally shows a smile of relief.
The games in Flammy woke me up when I was still a small flame a millennia ago. They made me fanatic and crazy. How amazing, my young friend. I'm just like the present me when I talk to you.
What do you mean, the present me?
An old flame that has been burning for over 1,000 years. You are smart, and your ideas are fun. I've been paying attention to you when I was still a small flame. Looks like you have a lot of expectations for the Uluru Games. Sometimes it feels like you care about the games even more than Flammy does.
I do have hopes for it. My wish to revive the games is stronger than Ezra's, and my expectations for it are higher than Spathadia's. After all, we're in a different age now, which means we can achieve much more than a sports game. But to be honest, I'm impressed by Miss Spathadia's energy and passion for all these. She's... Huh? Who are those people by her side?
The little girl excitedly walks on the sand, her hands waving in the air and pointing at each part of space for their usages. Behind her, an engineering team follows.
From here to here. I want to build a neat entrance here. I also need a kiosk and a fridge with drinks.
Okay. Our engineer will bring you the suitable sample materials before tomorrow 5 p.m. You can make a choice then.
That's all good and fun, but how do they pay these people?
And you'll see the architectural drawing tomorrow morning.
Spathadia? Who are they?
They are engineers from Laplace.
Oh, okay.
Our buildings don't meet the government's requirements, so we have to repair them.
I see.
Ezra called them from Alice Springs, and Laplace seems very supportive. They took the fastest ride and got here in less than an hour.
Repair? Will they change the internal structure of this stadium?
Of course not. There's no way I'd let him do that. The Uluru Stadium is not a creation of Arcanists, but a gift from great nature and its noble spirit. All we'll do inside is sweat and let our spirits burn.
Wait.
I think I just heard something.
I heard it too. It's...
The bunyips and those thorny devils. They must have snuck out from the stadium. Darn those tabloids. We're at the center of the storm now. These things just won't let us go. Like some cockroaches attracted to an open jar of jam.
There are scraps of paper sticking to the corner of their mouths. Is that... newspaper? Mayhem. Revival squad of the Uluru Games in City Hall with Bunny Girl? Mental breakdown of receptionist exclusive on Australian Necker?
It's a paparazzi again.
Gosh, children! What have you done out there?
Not us, not us. Them. One moment. Next. Okay, so after the battle, I thought I had to do all the hotspots, but thankfully it's not that because each hotspot actually takes a lot of time to be done. We need to do these though. 1. Malicious rumors spread by local newspapers. Exclusive expose, Revival Squad and Bunny Girl cause commotion at City Hall. Civil servants suffer mental breakdown due to extreme intimidation. Wait, what? How? Why were they intimidated? The Uluru Games are on the verge of revival. igniting the flame of competition and arcanists everywhere. I'm sure many of you have heard of the news already. Perhaps you've even passed by the revival squad in the street, led by the precocious female student. And needless to say, everyone is very curious about them. They are, of course, a flame, a 9th grade student, a fungus researcher, and a prominent public figure backed by the entire St. Pablo Foundation, making for a motley crew fascinating enough to make anyone's heart burst with excitement. Just like the bunyips who have been seen lurking in the city's dark alleys recently, these denizens of society's dark underbelly have crawled out of the sewers and thrust themselves into the spotlight and are fast captivating the entire nation's imagination and attention, following closely behind a bunny girl, a mad scientist, giant brown mushrooms, and pixel emu in tow. Does the Melbourne Shuffle by the fireside? Where could you possibly hope to see such a scene? In a science fiction movie? At the circus? In your dreams, perhaps? No, this all happened at Alice Springs City Hall. This scene of pure absurdity was also the first impression a bystander, who is asked to be referred here as Miss Kate, had of the revival squad. We have undertaken all manner of large events and functions, all on behalf of guests with etiquette and a sense of propriety, but they're just too much. Oh my goodness, my upbringing doesn't permit me to repeat the things they did, please understand. The aforementioned chaos wrought by the revival squad completely destroyed Miss Case's day. I'm trying hard not to start casting right now. When recounting this experience, she choked back tears multiple times and even broke out in coherent sobs. Unless this is all made up, that bitch was a real Karen, for real. But none of them looked scary. You guys are being dramatic. Let us return to that glorious event and reflect on what our ancestors had to say about the Uluru Games. Do we really need these games? Or did someone tell you that you need them to awaken the love of sportsmanship and fair competition lying dormant in your heart? What is the point of them? Selling tickets? Is it just another case of sensationalism gone mad? Go and take a look at the page you just tore out of your calendar this morning. As we stand at the end of the century, who truly wishes to exhume those long dead and decadent traditions once again? Whose pockets are being lined with the money from these tickets that seem to be on the sale everywhere you go? Yes, we have all the answers you've been looking for. This motherfucker does everything in his power to tear us down. This motherfucker. Seriously, why do they care so much? Like, they say, oh, they're taking our money. Well, don't pay for it, a type of event you don't wish to go to. Like, who forced them to buy these tickets? Right? Why is human economy in danger because of this? Whoever reads that and agrees with him is stupid. It takes a certain amount of willpower, my dude, to go out there and get a ticket to a show you want to watch, to an event you want to watch. So if you don't want to watch it, don't spend your money. And then what happens? You don't lose money because of an event that wasn't even meant for you. Boom. Goodness, let me tell you something. Even in real life, okay? Even in real life, paparazzis is one of the most disgusting jobs for me out there. I don't care if I get cancelled for this. This is a downright belief I have. Nobody ever benefits from this job. You can be a reporter and report real things that happen in life that need to be reported. Why would you go out of your way to tear somebody down? Because, you know, I've seen many people defend this job like, look, I'm just trying to make a living too. I'm just doing this so that, I can live my family off. You know what? Fuck off. Get another job. Or become a reporter that, like I said, reports things that don't harm somebody else. You're benefiting of people's lives, and this is stupid. Why would you do that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is like, hands down, my most hated job in the world. I've seen people being destroyed by paparazzis, and the fact that they give you this attitude, or, oh, how am I supposed to pay my bills, I'm just trying to pay my bills. Well, get another job. I don't fucking care. Get to another department. I don't care how much you get paid, because I've heard that too. I've heard that paparazzis are getting better pay than other reporters. But let me tell you, this is so sick. It is so sick. I don't understand why this job still exists among us. I just don't know. I'm sorry, I just need to keep going because I'm getting so mad out of nowhere. If you're a journalist watching this and your center focus in your job is not creating fake news or invading people's privacy in order to get paid. I'm not talking about you, obviously. Information is needed in today's society and your job is valid, but those of you that create fake news for sensationalism or invade people's privacy, which eventually leads to ruin part of their life just for them to get paid, just for themselves to get paid, I just don't see this as morally correct, you know? I don't like it at all. Yeah. Back to the game. So we don't have to do this one? This is something for Desert Flannel to do. Okay, you know what? It's a read. Okay, wait. It's a work log. Okay. When they gave me the civil service job, I never thought I'd end up working with an emu one day. Or perhaps I should say that when I was drowning in those irrigation project application forms I couldn't finish last month, there are always so many applications I can't seem to finish, I never thought an emu formed of pixels would be of any use to me. But Plappy really is something else. I'm not even sure if that's its name. I just heard that girl with the ponytail call it that. Oh, so it's not Desert Flannel saying this? It's quiet, strong, and has a strangely trustworthy air about it, so when I noticed it flipping through unapproved forms and trying to help with them, I didn't think to stop it. To be honest, and I'm not sure if I'm just imagining this, but I think I can sense an aura of guilt radiating from Plappy. It's like the kind of guilt a mother clad in a polka dot skirt feels after a child's soccer ball smashes through a glass window, a sense of guilt felt by a grandmother wearing a woolen beret after her grandchildren ride the bicycles over a beautiful flower bed. Anyway, I can always count on it to bring me a basket of golden apples, appearing at my door, then bowing down all the way to the ground. I know this all seems a little over the top, but whether it's true or my imagination, I've managed to calm down the revival squad formed by those rambunctious children. Oh, that's right, I mustn't forget to return Kate's backpack. She left it at my house when she came to the housewarming party earlier. She took a sick leave immediately after and won't be in the office for at least 2 weeks straight. I saw her today. She looked good and seemed to be preparing for an interview. It's strange. Who would want to interview a civil servant? Maybe I should ask her the next time I see her. Okay, wait a second. This appears to be Desert Flannel, okay? But when she speaks of Plappy, she says a girl with a ponytail called it that. But she's a girl with a ponytail as well. So Desert Flannel found that hard thing, the emu thing she's holding, and Plappy started helping her, and that's how she realized her power? Alright, now it's open. Let's do this. Part 10, let's play house. Oh, okay. A delicious biscuit adorned with snow like sugar. This half is for you, and the other half's for me. My friend, I miss you so much. Oh. I wonder what this is about. Perhaps bonding between Spathadia and Ulu. Now, this is a suitcase. Everything is going smoother than expected.
Laplace has forwarded the Uluru Games application to the Foundation, and it has been moving smoothly in the system in the last 2 weeks. I heard that from Mr. Slouchat on the phone this morning. They believe it will be a good opportunity to build a positive image for Arcanists, and it will strengthen the communication between them and humans. The Foundation is happy to see that happen.
Then when will we have the result of the application?
The procedure is long and complicated. Besides, the safety reports were only submitted a few days ago, so it will take at least 20 days.
20 days? If we start the construction after that, we'll never make it on the opening day. The engineers said the construction will take at least a month and a half.
That's almost the fastest they can do. Can we postpone it a bit more?
I'm afraid not. I already postponed it until half a month later for the construction. Summer will be over if we wait any longer.
It's okay. We have talked about the construction arrangement.
A map marked with writings is rolled out on the table. Ezra draws a new line.
We may start the renovation ourselves and move on to other things when we have more people to help. As I demonstrated here, if we plan it properly, we may be able to finish the construction in a month. By then, we can start the event as Miss Spathadia first planned.
Gosh, I I already checked the schedule 100 times. How did you manage to cut down 15 days from nowhere? This is unbelievable.
Spathodea holds the paper level to her nose and has a read.
You're a genius, Ezra. I guess the games would have died on the vine without you.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing extraordinary compared to what a real human genius can do. Don't forget arcanists are the pillar of the games.
Let me see. Divide the construction team into 3 groups, one building the entrance, and the other 2 repairing the internal ceiling and walls. The internal ceiling and walls? Ezra, I have never made that request to the construction team. You must be mistaken. We need not repair what's...
I'm sorry,
I added it
guys.
to the list.
You added it to the list?
I have investigated the site with some workers from the construction team. The stadium is ancient. The walls are badly weathered and can barely hold up anything. It has become more of a natural scenic sport than a stadium for sports. For safety reasons, we might use a support structure made of alloy to...
No! Definitely no!
Spathodea stands up quickly, overturning the chair.
This is the Uluru Stadium we're talking about, not some office building on the street. I will not let you in.
On one hand, I understand her side in this one. But on the other, if people are going to watch, okay? If we're going to have spectators around the stadium, if the walls aren't strong enough, maybe they will fall and actually harm themselves. So maybe something can be done without exactly changing the stadium itself.
I wouldn't have left the gate open if you told me your plan earlier.
But what about the audience, Miss Spathodea?
Exactly.
How are we going to look after their safety? If one of the walls or the ceiling collapses, how can they escape?
Nothing like that has happened before. Not even one case in the past hundreds of years.
Yes, sweetheart, but back then the walls were okay. Now they aren't.
Nothing stays the same forever.
Exactly.
We have to foresee the danger before it is too late.
They can run away from the danger themselves.
So her idea is like, okay, we're cheering for the games, and then suddenly I hear a crack under my feet, I start folding, and because I'm an arcanist, I can jump forward, I can fly or whatnot and save myself. You don't make any sense, my girl.
Excuse me.
You already figured it out, right? The stadium can get rid of fatigue from arcanists and adjust their conditions and arcane abilities to their best.
Yes, but it's also a matter of reflex.
Even if accidents really happened, they can protect themselves. The prophets and diviners will also warn the others. We never needed metal bars above our heads to protect us.
What about the human audiences?
Yeah. Like, she eventually let him in, but perhaps she can't let any other human in.
They have no superpower, nor super senses. They can't fly a broom or teleport themselves. They can't even get themselves out of a packed room. In your plan, how are you going to ensure their safety?
Humans? What are they doing in the stadium?
Yeah, I think there's a misunderstanding here. Spathodea only let Ezra get inside. She never said that humans will be allowed inside too.
There has never been a single human in the Uluru Games. None of them have managed to find the entrance. Not to mention enter it.
But I am human, Miss Spathodea. You invited me to the games. It's also you who told me that humans, like myself, can enter the Uluru Stadium if it shows itself.
Ah, so she did tell him. Okay. The cup in his hand falls to the table.
You... I thought you were different.
What do you mean you thought you were different? You told him that. You told him that.
You showed concern about arcanists and you helped us a lot. You're a kind human.
Yeah, kindness won't save him from falling if the walls collapse.
But I'm not special. I'm no greater than any other humans. I don't deserve to be treated differently. I'm just one of the majority. An ordinary human.
And a kind one at that.
If I can be accepted by the stadium, so can other humans.
Yeah, you can force that. But, yeah, she did say it. I can't. Sorry. Ezra presses on the map dotted with red marks, dragging the arc he drew towards himself.
Spathodea, Ezra, guys, calm down. This is not the time for a fight.
This is not the time? When shall we have it then? The world is full of sports games for humans. One after another and another.
So she said that upon her excitement. I get it.
But this is the only sports game for Arcanists. Why don't you go mind your own games? And haven't humans stolen enough from us? They even made our arcane skills accessible to them. They modified arcane gadgets and added some science stuff, and bang! The arcane tricks I know suddenly become something new. Some invention exclusive for humans' use.
Yeah, but let's put that into perspective now because so far in the game we've seen so much racism from the side of Arcanists to humans and from humans to Arcanists. The Arcanists that are inside St. Pavlo's Foundation and have followed Vertin, because not everyone is like that, but those that have followed Vertin, they are not, how do I say this? They don't have their noses up. They want an equal space for both science and arcane powers to coexist. So as time progresses, if we keep separating Arcanists from humans, it won't solve the problem. People will still be bitter to each other. They have to learn from each other and become one, I think. Please don't take this in real life context because I know what this is taking inspiration from. I'm talking about game only, okay? Don't take my views on this to real life. There are some things that I too think we shouldn't intervene, because in real life there are some things that I do think that, for example, I'm a white person, okay? There are many things that I wouldn't intervene in as a white person because it belongs to another race. Because I understand that they want something that we white people wouldn't be involved, because for many years we whites kept other races out, so they deserve to have something of their own without us intervening. It's completely different, but in this context, within the game, I think that it's better for them to stop separating one from the other. Like, Arcanists should be included in human games, just like humans should be included in Arcanist games. But how? The how is really important. If an Arcanist was to join human games, okay, because they have powers, they would instantly win, right? And the same thing would happen if humans were to get into the Uluru Games. They would lose because they don't have powers. So instead, humans could watch the Uluru Games as spectators only, and Arcanists could enjoy human games as spectators only. That way they blend without being unfair to each other. So yeah, I think this is what Spathodia doesn't get here, but I do get her point of view of, can we just have one thing that is ours without humans involved, without humans ruining it for us? Because humans have ruined it many times for them, as we've seen time and time again in the game. Not that Arcanists have been angels though, right? There have been cases of Arcanists that actually have harmed humans. Manus Vindicta being a strong example of that, although Manus also harmed Arcanists. Yeah, let's keep going.
And now they're even taking away the Uluru Stadium with metal bars! It was me who found the stadium, and I'm not giving it to anyone!
Not to be outdone, the girl pulls them up to her side.
Taking away? No, I have never thought of taking anything away from you, Miss Spathodia. I was just trying to help. Like most of the Laplace researchers. We spend most of our time in the lab. We read, we study day and night. We weren't doing it to make humans noble. Not for Arcanists. Those products and achievements, they are the fruit of the combination of Arcanum and science. They were made to make everyone's life better.
Exactly. Also, St. Pavlo's Foundations have several humans in it, not just Ezra. They also have Enigma, who we're going to meet soon, I guess, if you've watched any of the videos in Reverse's Bilibili. But yeah, St. Pavlo's Foundation is trying to create a balance, and both are included. So yeah, if they could do it, everyone could do it. One side is full of sullen resentment.
Make life better? Get out! You think I never saw the ad of Laplace? Guide Arcanum with science. Tame the orderless power with sense. That's what you tell the people!
The other side seems unwilling and filled with grievance. Spathodia cranes out to Ezra, her face flushed with anger.
Sense will guide sentiments, so as to prevent the latter from destroying itself in the flames. You have to tend to the flames carefully, to understand them, protect them from danger. This is what I've been taught, and this is also the principle I've always acted upon. And this very suitcase that we are staying in is also placed at the entrance made by humans. You shouldn't think so ill of them when you're standing on it.
The rational, delicate boy frowns and grips the pen until his finger whitens.
We were only trying to help. That's all.
Rip, the drawing is torn into two pieces, underneath which the table in between them seems like the King's Canyon.
I'm out! It's pointless arguing with a rude human who has no respect for arcanists!
Projecting! First trotting, then scooting and running, Spathadia storms toward the room at the end of the hallway. Bang, she slams the door and shuts the world out. Don't worry, boy.
Sorry. I will go back to my room now.
Head lowered and murmuring, Ezra runs away from the table as if chased.
It's a nice map.
I'm a little bit bitter because Vertin could have intervened into this, but she said nothing, and yeah. Even though Ulu was sitting there and did nothing as well. She puts the two pieces together, but the crack on the paper still can be ignored.
It shouldn't be left in halves. What do you think?
I don't like the idea of giving up. And I have never messed up a job once I took it.
Desert Flannel pushes the left half of the map towards the burning flame.
I'll take care of this, and you look after that. What do you say?
Ulu, are you alright?
I'm fine. I just feel a bit dizzy. My head has been feeling heavy since the battle against the bunyips, and sometimes even my body feels itchy. I think I'll be fine after I fully recover.
Ulu shakes her head and picks up the broken mop.
Leave this half to me. I'll talk to her.
So this is interesting. Ulu does not think the way Spathadia does. This is very interesting to me, because you saw her in the games. You saw her before the games too, like when she was pushing for Spathadia to find the stadium and start the Uluru Games again. You saw her. She was just as laser focused on the games that didn't care about humans very much. But I suppose it kind of makes sense because, like she said, she has lived many years, whereas Spathadia had to go into a slumber for many years, and now being reborn as Spathadia, regain that old self of yours. So in a way, both her current self and the self that was awakened from the past are children. So Spathadia right now is two children at the same time. And if she lives by the memories of her old self, then obviously she doesn't have the maturity to understand where Ezra or Verting stand, whereas Ulu seems to understand it now.
Thanks, Ulu. I'll request another raise of your accelerants from Laplace. Desert Flannel, you take care of Ezra. I'll follow the progress of the Foundation's examination. Let's move, friends.
The people set out for their targets one after another, leaving only empty chairs in the room. Oh, they got inside? A small figure as black as cinder walks out of one pool of shadow, and then vanishes into the other. How did that thing get in?
What the heck did you say? What do you mean, no other progress? Progress of the Uluru Stadium renovation? Who the heck will buy our newspaper for this piece of shit?
His mustache quivers with every angered breath.
Sorry, sir. We haven't been able to find anything new about the revival squad for a long time. They didn't even step out of that suitcase in the last 2 weeks after we got their names in the papers. Neither did we hear anything from the source.
A file filled with papers is thrown into Makoa's face.
I'm not hiring a notorious journalist like you for this boring news. Get out and find more. Some big and breaking news like that revival squad of Uluru Games in City Hall with Bunny Girl.
That's what you get for choosing this job, bitch. The chief editor storms off, leaving his lion roar linger in the room.
It's you. Good timing.
The tiny bunyip swiftly crawls up Makawa's leg and winds around his finger. Seconds later, it turns into a spot of ink.
The Uluru Games, on the edge of total disruption. The revival squad turn against each other. I knew it. A group of monkeys.
So are these beasts working with reporters or just with him? That's what I want to know. Because, yeah, we know they feed on rumors, but I didn't know they were passing it to him or potentially other reporters as well. Is he an Arcanist? Huh.
This is fun. The chief editor and that chick will both enjoy this.
His body keeps trembling until he can't help but let out uncontrollable laughter.